Monroe was riding on Amazon as the last thing. Yeah, I don't know so much is riding on Amazon. Specific one. So, using that old gap. So, those so the steady. So, I don't. So, corporation, the recurring season is strong. The specific technology, but so use
So, oh, this is mine.
Can I hear you okay? Or?
I think so.
Thank you very much.
Do you want to push this table down and push that out? And then, oh, you can't see it though.
Yeah. Sign in?
Do you want to sit here?
This is fine.
Oh, you
Change
can't.
it.
You're fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hello, I haven't talked to you in a while, so hello.
Hello.
He
I
is.
sent you an email about from MCC and parking lots.
Yep.
They're kind of backfired on them. Giving us money, we're gonna start doing capital stuff, but clearly the parking falls on them, so
Yeah,
be aware of that and
but
see where it
they,
goes.
but they also, we're gonna switch up the contract we have with them, the parking program.
Oh, they talked here about it already? Oh, perfect,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I won't get in the middle of it, so as long as something's going on, that's
Yeah,
fine.
we're fine.
Good.
Yeah, sign
But
in, she done it.
the repairs are still really on time.
That's what it said,
We're
so,
just changing up how we divvy up the money.
Oh.
She's.
okay, cool,
I
thank you.
never sign it.
And she has a sign in. She.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
What's going on, Shannon?
a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You guys approve all the capital stuff, we're building, baby.
That's good.
Yeah.
Say
go, right?
That's all we need.
Give us the
Right,
approval, go.
yeah.
Matter of fact, the kickoff for CDC is tomorrow. Reconstruction meeting, so.
Wow. That's great.
Oh, she's.
I didn't realize you were in a meeting before.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah,
You
Yeah.
mechanical, electrical, what's the?
Electrical.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
There you go. Good deal.
yeah.
I'm here, right?
Pardon me?
Were you in me?
No, I didn't realize he was there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, he,
Right.
robotic engineer.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
So the.
yeah.
I'm
That's
trying to convince
that's
him
good. Feel.
to move back home, but there's no.
Nothing here that's,
nothing here.
no, no. No, you gotta be. Yeah,
Where'd you RPI or RT or?
I went to Gannon University in Erie.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, small engineering school.
Yeah.
That and theology.
Yeah.
That's yeah. And medical, all pretty
Wow.
stuff, Those are the three things they have there, really. So, but yeah.
Well, I think just about anything in Pennsylvania has theology, right?
Yeah.
They got a lot of Baptist places down
Yeah,
there.
that's right. No, everything's either a bill or a,
Yeah.
town.
Oh,
So,
But I do have the contact person. Security calling from.
yeah, but that was just EE. That was just electrical.
Just.
Yeah, yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, I was a JR on major when I was in college. She making.
That's a good.
I was a major.
Oh, thank you.
Especially where the sheet.
Yeah.
Sign sheet there.
I knew you guys, we were in studying and you guys were down the street.
You wound up in the same spot. Look at
That's right.
And you wonder why.
I look older though. And more beat up.
You wonder why I'm gonna be in here.
Yeah, I was gonna email you. I don't know. Okay.
I just didn't know what to pattern.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I think I am moving on. Essentially, I feel like that's probably next week.
Right.
Wait.
Shall we just send the DNA?
No.
There's some
Yeah, same
guy
thing.
who wouldn't use his phone.
Oh,
crap.
Like, before the meeting started, he dropped like an F-bomb. and shit. This
Oh,
is stupid. And then the guy starts doing the presentation, he's talking, and the guy's like, hey, whoever your name was, please. He's like, I am using his man. Like, well, you're not if we can hear you talking.
this is the kind of guy you want coordinated nuclear disaster, huh?
Finally, the guy just hung up. He's like, okay, well, let's stay like anyways. I'm gonna hang up.
Yeah, I apologize. I did.
Yeah.
Wow.
Static.
I was like, I
You're
don't.
the static.
It's fine. I just want to get some off of that.
Probably an RGD guy, the way they're going these days, right?
Gradually, you know what?
I'm sitting on that bus facility, the Penfield bus. I designed the 80 electric buses, 80 electric buses, 4,000 amp service for that. And I had 2,500 for the building, right? So I put the application in last July.
Wow.
And I called and I'm like, called a friend of mine, Pete Foss. He said, yeah, it's not my territory. Oh, Jim. Oh, Jim. And it's like, he didn't know anything about it. He decided I hadn't even sent it to him. I had to put applications in July, November, December, you know, like multiple. So, hey, sorry. I think he did, right? And then he's over at O'Connell, right? So it's consulting. So they farm out so he's at O'Connell, but he's still got the RG&E address so he can do the work for them. That's what they're doing. I mean, they're having people retire and then they farm the work out. Wow.
I've got mine. Okay. Put them out for general distribution.
They keep shooting themselves in the foot, though. They gotta get their act,
It's,
you know?
Has everybody signed in? And has everybody, or I should have said, does anyone need the sign-in sheet? Does anyone need agenda? Okay.
Yes, sign it now, Jared.
So. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Here, I got next one,
Oh, thank you so much.
unless you change.
Well, what time is it?
That's what the next person's gonna.
So Bill, we do have a.
Just got a quorum just now, didn't it? Good thing you can't. You're the quorum. Mike's here's Mike. So here's quorum present. So 1, 2, 3, 8. Yep. Beauty. Rob, Orlando, Mike, how you guys doing?
Good. How are you, Bill?
Good, Bill. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So you guys can hear me, so we can, I think we can get going when we start recording.
I am also.
Right. Well, welcome everyone to the April 27th, Monroe County Planning Board meeting. This meeting's being recorded. We have a large amount of votes today, 7 of them. One's the minutes, and 6 are the some applications. So we will get right into it. Let me call the roll. Bill Santos, Mike Wiedemer,
Here.
Sam Trapani, Andrew Hollister, Orlando Rivera,
Here.
Dave Watson,
Here.
Robert Barley,
Here.
Andre Evans,
Here.
George Hebert, Rachel Barnhart, Jeff McCann, Adrian Green, Amy Grower, Laura Smith, Robert Franklin,
Hello.
Josette Mangieri, Richard Tantallo,
Here.
Christina Doherty, Mike Garland, and Sean Murphy. Let's see, who wants to do introductions? Yishan or Rochelle or Yishan, you want to do introductions for staff?
Planning staff here, we have our planning manager, Rochelle Bell here, and our assistant to the planning board, Kim Hansen. Hope I get all his email. And since we do an introduction, want to remind everyone, please respond to her Outlook invitation. That's how, because he tried to keep track who can come and if we need to send reminders.
Very good.
And then myself, Ishan Lin, senior planner with the planning division.
Great. And then we have some departments here today, the library, right?
Hi, I'm Jennifer Smathers. I'm the Associate Director for the Monroe County Library System.
Great. Thank you, Jennifer. And then Parks is here too, Patrick. And who else do you have there?
Patrick is not here today. Bob Kiley, Deputy Director, and Tom Morrissey, Parks Administrative Manager, are present.
Great. Thank you, Robert. And thank you, Tom. And then also from DOT, we have Tom Chris, right?
Tom Fries, Director,
Fries.
Department of Transportation.
I think that's all the other departments here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay, very good. Thank you. All right, first item on the agenda is approval of the March 16th meeting minutes. They were emailed to you. I do need a motion for those, please.
So moved.
Thank you, Robert. A second.
I'll second.
Great. So I've got Sean and Robert moving and seconding. Any discussion on those? Any revisions? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? Great, minutes are approved. I see there's no announcements and communications at the bottom. Sorry about that, folks. So any announcements or communications from members or staff? Nothing? No announcements? Okay, great. No announcements because we have 6 more items to review. All right, first action item, item 3A is I need a motion to amend the 2023 capital budget to provide an increase in funding for the Monroe County Library System Fleet Replacement Project in the amount of $20,000. Motion for that, please.
So moved.
Thank you, Richard, and thank you, Robert, for the second.
Thank you.
Robert. And Jennifer, you're up.
Thanks, everyone. This is all about the fact that vehicle pricing and supply chains have gotten crazy and they've increased. So we tried, originally the project was going to be for 3. We were only able to afford 2 at the price point. So we're asking for an amendment so that we can go ahead and get that 3rd truck. They're used daily here to move materials between libraries all across the county. And I took a quick look, and we had over 235,000 items in 2022 got moved between libraries. And that's library items. That's not even counting our things like the sacks of ice melt, for example, that we move between libraries. So we are asking for additional funding in order to continue our regularly scheduled fleet maintenance.
Great, thank you. Do any board members have questions? Robert, is this was this planned? Like, is this has been expected? I take it, and we.
Yeah, the original plan was purchase of 3 trucks. There was a budget. Pandemic hit. Next thing you know, prices went out of control.
Right.
So we added, I want to say $75,000 to the capital project.
Right.
Lo and behold, it just not enough. The bid still came in higher.
Wow. Okay.
So this is
Yeah.
times a charm.
Yeah. Yeah. We used to say, do it twice, make it nice, but now it's got to come up with a 3rd one, right? So,
Right.
All right, great. Anyone else? Well, hearing no other discussion, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? Great, thank you. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Next item on the agenda is item 3B, which is to amend the 2023 through 2028 capital improvement program and the 2023 capital budget to add a project entitled Synthetic Turf Pitch and Putt Practice Area at Genesee Valley Park in the amount of $500,000. Can I get a motion for that, please?
Move it.
Thank you, Rachel. Any seconds?
Second.
Thank you, Andre. And let's see what we have here. We're down. So Robert and Tom, I take it, right? You're up.
Thank you. We prepared a quick PowerPoint presentation just to get the planning board oriented to the potential project. As you can see in the title, this is a synthetic turf pitch and putt practice area to be located at Genesee Valley Park. We were approached by the PGA of America with regard to the Masters being played here in Monroe County at Oak Hill last fall. Through those conversations, the concept of a synthetic pitch and putt practice area came into light. One project that has quite a bit of enthusiasm within the department and amongst our employees that work in golf. The photo you see here before you is Genesee Valley Park. The green at the far south is the existing roof line of the clubhouse. And you see there are several greens. If I can orient you to the white rectangle, that is an existing tent. Yep, that is correct. That's an existing tent utilized by First TA program, which focuses on educational programming for individuals of all socioeconomic backgrounds, really teaching and learning the game of golf. They utilize that for a practice at the natural green to the southwest and the pitching green to the northeast. If you can go to the next slide. You can still see that pitching and putting green on the page and the rectangular triangle in this photo just without the white. This is the location of the base bid, and the subsequent slides, which we will get to, is a base bid plus. This project seeks to install 7,000 square feet of synthetic turf at this location, focusing on the pitching green here. And in the next slide, the base bid plus would be a 14,000 square foot synthetic pitch and putt synthetic green. Again, this project seeking to really grow our programming in and at Genesee Valley, specific to individuals who may not be able to have the wherewithal and knowledge of golf. Further, also allowing our current patrons the ability to practice pitching and putting in any weather condition. So be it too wet or too dry. The location is very central. We have the associated pitching and putting already established there. Some rework of our cart paths to get to the driving range to the north, but really keeping this location directly north of the clubhouse provides, one, high visibility and patron access, and two, the ability for younger generations to utilize it when still having a main gathering point where the first tee was already conducting programming. I will orient you to the kind of pink boundary. When moving through this project, we concurrently, on another related project, had wetland inventory mapping throughout all of the 3 county golf courses. And the project is within the 100-foot buffer of the now verified DEC wetland that borders Genesee Valley, Genesee River. We've had some subsequent conversations with Region 8 regarding this project and have shifted it over to what you see in the plans today. And ultimately, we will be moving through environmental permitting to, one, reroute the existing underground water line and the installation of the synthetic material within that 100-foot buffer. So the total project cost is a $500,000 project, $250,000 of it coming from the PGA. We are hopeful that the local PGA, Western New York, may be able to fundraise additional dollars to offset any county resources. Further, we anticipate county resources, manpower, material, and equipment to be able to offset some of those costs as well. At this time, I can take any questions planning board members may have.
Any questions from board members?
So to understand you correctly, the PGA is going to throw in $200K for this project?
The PGA of America, the REACH program on the national level, has committed a $250,000 sum. And there is hope that the Western New York chapter of PGA would be able to fundraise additional dollars.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Robert. David.
Yeah, I have a question regarding being as close to the wetlands area as it is, even though you moved it. Are there any issues with drainage? That's a quite large area. If it's permeable surface, being non-natural, issues with draining.
Yeah, very fair question. So the installation, the current on-site is maintained mowed turf, which is really key when you're looking at the installation of any new project within the wetland buffer, seeing that it's already maintained as golf property, golf purposes, was really the catalyst for DECs to have a at least initial positive reaction to the plan. The material is permeable. It's a sand silica infill of the synthetic turf. However, we do anticipate within the bunker specifically that there will likely be under drainage required to ensure that it properly drains. There is a storm sewer system to the southwest of this project that we likely will tie in a 4-inch under drain to ensure that the sand trap specifically drains. But in the end, this is a permeable material, which will permeate through the sand silica infill of the plastic turf through the stone underneath it.
Thank you.
Just a follow-up question on the buffer. How big is the level of disturbance? How many acres?
The total project in its totality is 14,000 square feet. So it's off the top of my head, that is a quarter acre.
Yeah, you're not over the 1 acre
No,
requirement.
yeah, the disturbances within the wetland is severely limited. As you can see, it's everything to the west and north of that purple line.
Sure. So, yeah, you don't have to go through the full seeker and all that, right? So, okay, great. And you're addressing stormwater. So that's tied in. Any other questions from board members? Oh, I had one more. So this is the plan to, you go to the golf course, you sign up for pitching, you pay for some time or a bucket of balls, and you bring them over to the pitching green. Is there money that the county is bringing in for that?
This is a no fee. So if you seek to just utilize the course for pitching and putting, this is open to the public. But when it is programmed, we anticipate having reserved those times for first tee or future programming with PGA.
Gotcha. Hence the reason why they're inputting money, right? So yeah. Okay, great. So you use your own equipment. The user uses their own equipment using this surface.
Trucks.
All right. Any other questions?
One last question. I golf there sometimes. It's a very wonderful course. So this will be in addition to the driving range and the pitching stuff they have there and putting now?
That is correct, sir.
Thank you. Very good.
Yeah. Anyone else? Yeah, it's a nice course. Nice job with it. And we appreciate your work there. So any other questions? One more? Nope. Okay. Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? Great, motion carries. Thank you. Nice job, fellas.
Thank you, planning board members.
Welcome.
All right, next item up is item 3C, and it's to amend the 2023 through 2028 capital improvement program and the 2023 capital budget to add a project entitled Highway Preventive Maintenance number 11 in the towns of Greece and Arundequoit in the amount of $457,000. I need a motion for that, please.
Move it.
Thank you, Rachel, and I got a second here from Sean. Great. And let's see, the DOT, is that you? You're up, Tom.
Yep, I'm the rest of them, so. So yeah, so this is the 11th of our highway PM projects. So we're going to be pretty good experts at this. This particular one contains 5 roads: Stone Road, Culver Road, East Ridge Road, Winton, and North Goodman Street. Like all the others, it's more or less a mill and fill, cleaning storm systems, fixing some curbing, bringing the ADA ramps up to specifications to meet the modern guidelines, new striping, and we'll probably take a look at the signage as well. New loops or traffic detection will also be given. We're trying to get out of the loop game and get more into the video detection game. We get more use out of it. It's safer to install. We can actually count bicycles as well as vehicles. So there's a lot of pros to what we're doing. So,
Okay.
And the reason it's being entered in the program now is because it's a TIP, so it's 95% funded. And the way that they give out projects is obviously off kilter from our budget system. So that's why it's being introduced now.
Great. Any questions from board members?
Just one. Is the camera intended only to count bicycles or to see them so that the signal changes?
No, the main purpose is to change the signal. It depends if there's these mile vision cameras we're trying to get purchased and get more into. And one of the features of a camera is to actually get counts as well as operate the signals. But like I said, they're pricey. We got to use them selectively, but yes.
Thank you, Robert.
Yes,
Rachel,
thank you. Yeah, I just want to echo some of my comments from the Ways and Means on Tuesday. Thank you so much for providing information that I asked about. The reason I'm supporting this is because we're entering the design phase. It's almost certain that some good portion of this will be part of the active transportation network when it's recommended. And so I definitely will be watching, and I know some of my colleagues will too, for pedestrian and bicycle infrastructure to be included. And if it's not, for an explanation as we go forward. So I appreciate your consideration of that.
Sure.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
so along to follow up with that, is the layout going to be changed? Or you said restriping and
Right, because it's a highway maintenance project, not
Yeah.
a capital project. It's really just a resurfacing, pretty
Yeah.
much putting back what's there.
right,
The two roads that are 2 lanes in each direction, both had over 17,000 vehicles a day, so we're not gonna be able to do a road diet there, so we're probably not gonna be able to put in bike lanes. Some of the other roads may have shoulders that are 5 feet wide, I'm not quite sure, and if they are, then we'll have to look at the active transportation plan and just determine whether or not we're gonna designate them as bike lanes or what, so that's to be
That makes sense.
determined.
Yes, it does. Thank
Alright.
you.
great. Any
Just,
other-
yeah, just a
sure.
question in
Yeah.
regards to the traffic detection cameras. Will every intersection have one that's within this roadway? here?
We have to see where we're at.
Okay.
I can't commit to that right now. We gotta look at the design, look at the costs, see how it fits in our budget.
Okay.
I know that's the direction we want to head in, but I can't predict right now where we're gonna be able to do it.
Fair enough, thanks.
As a follow-up, those cameras, are they on the traffic system?
Some of
Over
them,
some,
some of them.
okay,
Yeah, we just started introducing them this year.
okay. That was that more expensive camera you were just referring to. Got it.
Yes.
Okay, so those reside on traffic that gets over, is sent over to the airport facility. On the corner of.
Our talk, yeah, for the
Our
most
ta- yeah,
part, for the
yeah,
most.
near
part,
the airport,
yeah, for
sorry,
the most part, the cameras we're installing are strictly to change
Right,
the signal.
right, which was back to Bob's.
And then if we get the
question.
above top of the line camera,
Right,
that's the one that can do the counts.
got it,
And those are few and far between. We use them selectively.
okay. Got it. Any other questions?
I have
Installation,
one, Rob Barley. I have one. You mentioned that it was 95% funded, but you used an acronym that I don't think I caught. Was that about the cameras?
The tip, I think he's talking about.
So what's
The tip.
What was the question?
So he's asking if if the cameras are included in that funding, right, Robert?
Yeah, that's my question. And he used an acronym that I didn't catch.
No,
Oh,
it's
tip.
a tip. It's a transportation improvement program. It's a federal.
Gotcha.
Yes, the cameras will be included as part of this project.
All right. Thank you so much.
But they can't afford all the expensive ones,
Gotcha. So there may only be one of those.
maybe.
I mean,
Okay.
They might, okay, it's to be TBD.
TBD.
David, you had a
Yeah, my
question.
question was regarding timeframe. Are you looking at spreading this out over a 5-year, or obviously with the CIP, or are you looking at getting it into a compressed timeframe?
And probably be designed in 1 year and then construction the following year.
That's pretty typical for these highway maintenance programs, right?
Yes, it
Design
is.
1 year, then, so it'll shift. Just because our CIP is like 6 years long,
Yeah.
doesn't mean, the funding comes along, all of a sudden we move it to a certain year, so, yeah. Anything else? Any other questions? Good questions, everyone. All right, so all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, carries. All right, next item is to amend the 2023 capital budget, to provide an increase in funding for the milling, resurfacing, and recycling project in the amount of $180,000. And I need a motion for that, please.
So moved.
Thank you, Richard. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, David. And Tom, you're up.
All right, thank you. This project contains two roads, Dewey Avenue and Elmwood. And I'm sure probably pretty much everyone in there has heard what we're doing in Elmwood. So it's hot and heavy topic nowadays is we are going to be doing a road diet, putting in bike lanes. This project is similar to the PM11 that we just discussed as far as mill and resurface, restriping, storm sewers, ramps. What makes us different from the PM project is I'm using our milling and resurfacing funds. I saved $1.5 million from last year, $1.5 million from this year. That's what's being used to pay for this. The problem is obviously the cost of trucking and asphalt have gone up quite a bit. So that's one main reason for the increase, as well as the bike lanes. Putting in bike lanes does have a cost with it. In between all the striping, in between all of the signs, which is going to be curious. You literally have to have a sign that says no standing every 200 feet on both sides of the road.
Wow.
So that's going to be, we'll see how that plays
Oh,
out.
right.
Plus all the striping, it's very time consuming to put in the striping. So my crews can't do it. We're gonna have to have somebody else install it. So there's added features as far as that. In addition, this project originally was just going to install the traffic loops to detect vehicles, change the signals. But this is one of the locations we want to put the expensive cameras in to count the bikes and have the bikes actually be able to activate the signal as well. So that's the reason for the 180,000.
Yeah. All right, good explanation. Any questions from board members?
Yeah, and the resurfacing and the recycling, it's just the aggregate actually recycled and reused again, or does the asphalt also get some kind of benefit when it's being reused?
I mean,
Probably a little
I'm
bit.
sure there's a price point for the millings. But typically the contractor does what they want with them. We don't.
Also, they don't get recycled into the application that's going
Well-
down and gets sent back.
In this particular thing, no, but I don't know if the contractor does.
Okay.
There's a thing called RAP where they do recycle it.
Mhm.
But I don't know, that's like a behind the scene thing that I don't get involved in.
Right.
But then you also gotta watch it because you recycle and you recycle again, and the project you're getting has already been recycled once, twice. So you're not getting quite the top of the line product that you once were. So
Oh, yeah.
you gotta be careful with the RAP.
Do they have levels of recycling or like grades of asphalt that, not yet, probably.
Yeah, that's my knowledge.
Yeah, yeah,
I know we are starting to get into more of the warm mix asphalt,
yeah,
which is better for the environment. So
yeah.
we're following the state in that one. They used it
Okay.
all last year. We're gonna use it entirely this year. So.
And like recycling with plastics, there's different grades and stuff. It probably gonna have to come up with something. Anyone else with questions? Great. Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? Right, motion carries. Next item up, item 3E, is to amend the 2023 capital budget to increase the project authorization by $75,000 for the North Hamlin Road Bridge project from $200,000 to $275,000, making the total project authorization $275. And I need a motion for that, please. Sean, thank you. And a second.
Second.
Thank you, Rachel. Rachel, okay, Tom, you're up.
All right, thank you. So this project's on North Hamlin Road, between West Fork and East Forks Road. The reason for the cost increase is original design, we were just gonna repaint the structure. And the steel, had deteriorated rather quickly, and now because it deteriorated so quickly, we have to do a redesign for a full replacement. So that redesign is gonna cost us an extra $51,000. And then in addition to that, there are mussels that were located, and we had to do a mussel survey and mussel relocation. And that cost another $24,000. So that's where the $75,000 increase came from.
All right, so this one, I'm hearing that this is just a design change, right?
Design change in the mussel.
And the muscle, okay. So then there's gonna probably be a follow-up revision, or is that gonna be on future CIPs once you, because
To
you're
be
not-
determined.
right,
To
so
be
you need to, instead of paint it, you're replacing.
Correct.
So the whole project's gonna be,
Yes, and we had thought about trying to, we either could have held the $75,000 until that time, so I didn't have to come back and ask for money twice.
Yeah,
But the problem is that would have meant the consultant had to carry that 75,000 for a couple of years. We
Yeah, it
didn't think
doesn't
that
make
was
sense.
fair.
right,
So
yeah,
we said, okay, let's ask for the 75 now
right.
and then come back for more later.
Yeah, and with the design, I guess you'll get an estimate,
Yes, I
an
won't be
opinion
guessing.
of probable costs.
I won't be guessing. I'll have a more hardened cost.
Right, okay. Got it. So we can probably expect another one sometime in the future.
Yes.
All right. Do you know what the, I'm sorry to jump in on questions and everybody, but do you know, when the bridge is like preferred to be replaced? I mean, you're planning on replacing it in year what?
It's a similar thing. We'll get the design,
Yeah,
replace it the following.
okay.
So probably
Is-
25,
I guess my
I
point,
think.
25, okay, so my point is it like imperative, or is it like something that we could do in 26, or is it something that, oh no, we need to do this right away type of,
We're okay.
we're okay, but the ratings are decent, those DOT ratings that
Yes.
you have,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
But you'd like to get it done sooner than later,
Yes.
got it,
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the longer I wait, the more the steel is going to deteriorate,
Right,
and so
right.
we don't want that to happen. So
So is it a complete replacement, or are you just replacing portions of steel?
I think it's just the
Or not
bridge
sure.
deck.
Okay,
Yeah, restoring the existing bridge deck and maintaining the existing steel.
oh,
steel
okay,
sub-
so it's not a
substrate.
complete wipeout and start fresh, it's,
Correct.
okay, yeah, that piece is gone, let's replace it.
Yeah,
This
pretty
one's
much everything
good.
from ground level up will replace, everything below ground will keep.
Okay.
Question regarding
Dave,
muscle removal.
Mhm.
Is that EPA required, or is that an endangered species, or?
They're actually DEC. Yeah, DEC, and there are two different type of muscles. I wrote it down, so I didn't bring it, but there's
yeah,
various different types of muscles. We had two specific types as part of this project.
oh. Okay. And they're doing that because they filter the lake water and it's a good product for cleaning.
Well, I think, like as the gentleman said, they're an endangered species. You
Yeah,
gotta-
okay.
They rose to that level where they have to be protected.
Okay,
So we have to hire divers, go down,
wow,
they identify if they're present. If they're not present, hey, we're golden, we can do whatever we want,
Right.
but if they are present, then we have to relocate them.
wow, okay. And they get relocated to where? Like,
Some further upstream or
Yeah.
another location.
okay. All right. Neat. Okay. Anyone else with questions? Everyone online, good?
All set.
Okay. All right. Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? Great. Motion carries. Let me just write one more note here. Endangered. All right. Last item, we made it, almost to item 3F is to amend the 2023 through 2028 capital improvement program and the 2023 capital budget to add a project entitled Taylor Road Bridge over Rondequoit Creek in the town of Mendon in the amount of $450,000. And I need a motion for that, please.
So moved.
Andre, who was online there?
Robert?
Thank you, Robert. Andre and Robert. Tom, you're up.
Okay, thank you again.
Yeah.
So this project is just like the PM11 project. It's off kilter, it's federal funds. That's why we're adding it now. It's a complete replacement of the bridge. And what's interesting about this is it's actually on a town road. So Monroe County actually owns 12 bridges on town roads. And as such, it's time to replace it. We've replaced most all of them. I think there's about 4 left we still have to get to, this being one of them. And that's where we're at.
So you have, you said we have 12 and 4 of them are left, is what you're
Yes.
saying that, okay, so 8 are relatively new.
And it's from some past jurisdictional transfer where we may have given them a road and we took over the bridge, or I don't know
Okay.
exactly why or what happened, but.
Yeah.
But they are ours. So.
Okay. Yeah. Very good.
Interesting.
Any scheduling or issues for, emergency traffic? That if like, the roads are closed, I have emergency services that needs to go around, obviously, so that's been planned, I take it.
Hasn't been planned. No, it will be planned.
Okay, got it.
What's curious about is I think, well, for this particular one, yeah, we will work with emergency services.
Right.
Like the North Hamlin Road Bridge that we just talked about. I think we're actually replacing 3 or 4 bridges in the span of like 2 years.
Oh, in
So
the
that's
same
what
area.
we're really gonna have to coordinate emergency services,
Okay.
make sure detours don't overlap, things like that.
Right, okay.
But no,
Interesting.
we always.
You always look at that,
In
yeah.
fact, we just, the Edgemere Drive Bridge, we just in the town of Greece. We actually had to do it half at a time because emergency services up there put up such a big fight that they didn't want a detour, because it was
Right.
a 5-mile detour.
Yeah.
So because of that, we
Oh.
actually had to do half of a bridge at a time, which wasn't efficient and it cost money, but.
Yeah. How much more does that cost to do just half the route? Was it double the amount of time?
Like,
So if you do half, like if it's a 4-lane bridge and you're doing 2 lanes of it, or obviously these are 2-lane bridges, you're doing 1 lane, right?
Yep.
You're getting a light on it. Does it double the amount of time that it takes to renovate the bridge?
I think every bridge is different. I
Yeah.
can't give you just a
Yeah,
set
okay,
time.
gotcha.
But it did cost, tens of thousands.
Yeah.
More to do it that way.
Yeah,
Had to redesign the bridge.
got it.
Contractor had to set things up a little different. They had to hire 2 cranes, 1 on each side.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit of a challenge. but
Yeah,
we were
you're right.
able to
Even
do
the
it.
design would be different. Yeah, right. Okay. Interesting. Richard, anything on your end? You're good.
No, it's just good driving experience for my son who's learning how to drive.
Glad to hear that. Good.
I have a question. As you're planning these projects, are you taking into account the eclipse? Are any of these projects impacted by the eclipse? And how are you, in case everybody doesn't know, we're going to have a total eclipse of the sun next April. And we are in the path of totality, and it will draw quite a crowd. They say like hundreds of thousands of people. So I'm just curious about how you are, if you have to worry about that in planning the scheduling of these.
Yep, okay, but, we have been involved in multiple meetings regarding the eclipse, so we're well aware of it. Luckily enough, April 8th is early enough, where we really haven't started any construction yet. And even if we have a project going on, we're not gonna do any construction that day. We're gonna make sure all lanes are open. I mean, yeah, that won't be a problem. At least from the county side. I know it's a city and the state.
Yeah.
For example, I know, Route 19 in Brockport, they're replacing the bridge. And it's a 2-year job, and they're like, we cannot stop that from happening. And Brockport, Hamlin are in the path of like real totality, which longer.
Oh,
And Rockport College is gonna be doing some events, and it's like, and the state's like, sorry, bridge is gonna be closed.
yeah, yeah,
And the 2 bridges adjacent to it, they're not big bridges.
yeah.
So it's gonna be a challenge up there.
At least their main entrance is off of 31 there, so, yeah. All right. Good question, Rochelle. Anyone else? Sean?
Yeah, with the rehabilitation of the bridge, have you considered giving the bridge back to the town? Now that it's been repaired, and say it's good for another 50 years?
I've thought about it. Absolutely. I think it's a great idea. Whether or not they're gonna want it back. I mean, it'd have to be some sort of jurisdictional transfer. They're just not gonna take it back
Right.
unless they give us something.
Yeah.
And then not for nothing, once I replace the bridge, I don't have to touch it again for another 10, 15 years.
Right.
So it's like, I know it'd really be gaining. I would love to. I agree. I think it'd be better to give it back to them, but they're gonna give me something back too. So,
Yeah, they're not clamoring to
no.
maintain the bridge or anything. Yeah,
Well, but under the agreement, we're obligated to make the repair, but why carry on that obligation if you can give back to them and don't get something in return? You just got rid of a the liability when you get down to it.
No, I think under the jurisdictional swap, we own the bridge.
Right,
I don't just maintain it, we own the bridge.
right. What I'm saying is, you say you need something back. Do you need something back? Just get rid of the liability. Just fix it and then give it back to them and be done. You don't, why do you need something back?
Because then it becomes their liability. and
Well, yeah.
They're gonna want something for that.
Yeah,
We're getting a new bridge.
they're not clamoring for,
Yeah.
you know,
I guarantee you, they don't-
to like,
they don't-
"Hey, I want that bridge, you know, they're, yeah,
Well, okay, anyway.
Yeah.
They've got more control over it or whatever.
yeah,
Okay.
I have a question.
live without it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Robert.
For this Taylor Road Bridge, when was the last time it was repaired or any maintenance on it? You know?
Off the top of my head, I do not know. I could look at that and find out for you.
That'd be
Yeah, and
great.
And the four left, right, Robert?
Yeah,
Ages of the ones that are the four.
it's interesting that the county owns 12 bridges and on town roads.
Right,
Never knew that.
all right. Anyone else? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Are there any opposed? Any abstentions? Great, thank you. Nice
Thank
job, Tom. Any other business for today? If not, our next scheduled meeting is May 25th at 3:30 right here. And I would need a motion for adjournment, please. Thank you, Robert. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Andre. All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you. And you can stop recording. That was quick.
Yeah.